Many of you have watched movies, listened to songs about people's dreams. I dreamed a dream. Isn't it true that every accomplishment started with a thought? Every accomplishment started with an idea. Do you know that many great athletes have used the power of the mind? They don't talk about it. They didn't talk about it because it wasn't really that well accepted until almost recently. So, in today's lesson, I'm gonna share with you a few stories, some personal stories, stories of friends of mine that have had world-class success because they learned to use the power of the mind. So, hope you're having a great day. Gonna have some tea. What I want you to do today is take the 3 modules that I've already taught and put them into action quickly. This is not a course that I want you to sit around and wait till it's done and then go back and review the notes. No, I want you to put everything into action right away. The visualization I did the other day is critical in terms of using all of your senses. So start practicing that and use it for a precise goal. You can also have visualizations that are a little bit more free-flowing. So you can have thoughts and dreams and the possibilities. As long as the outcome is a positive result. I'm holding in my hand a baseball. And you know, every September and October, most people start to tune into baseball. And you know, football in North America is just getting underway, and hockey's just getting underway. But baseball is coming to the end of its season, going into the playoffs, and people start to tune in to watch the World Series. I'm holding a baseball that's signed by the members of the Toronto Blue Jay team that won the 2nd World Series in 1994. Or was it 93? I don't know. But the year doesn't matter. What matters is the result. You see, the game was won by a man who dreamed of hitting a home run in the World Series to win the World Series. He had visualized it in his head ever since he was a kid. It was a fantasy. But he dreamed it over and over again. And in October of 1993, I believe it was 93, Joe Carter stepped up to the plate and hit that ball like there was no tomorrow. I was sitting on the 3rd baseline, and that ball just sailed over my head. And for a moment, there was just this silence in the Sky Dome in Toronto. And all of a sudden, an eruption. Visualization. You know, I'm holding a football that was given to me by Sam Ball, who played for the Colts. They won the, would have been Baltimore back then. They won the Super Bowl III and Super Bowl IV. And he was taught to visualize his outcomes. Milt Campbell. Many people have not even heard of who Milt Campbell is. Who is Milt Campbell? Milt Campbell was the very first black American to win the gold medal in the Olympics and take the title as the greatest athlete in the world. The person who wins the decathlon is the greatest athlete in the world. And Milt Campbell grew up in a small family, raised by his single mom. He and his brothers and sisters did not have a lot of money. They grew up in the Bronx in New York City, and Milt had a dream that he was going to be a famous track star. And when he was a little boy, he told a story to himself every day. I am the greatest athlete in the world. I am the greatest athlete in the world. And he said this over and over. And people would laugh at him and say, Milt, stop it. You know, you'll never be the greatest athlete in the world. But he was an excited boy. He's, no, I'm the greatest athlete in the world. And he grew up saying this over and over again. And as he went on in elementary school and into high school, he started to become a well-decorated athlete at that young age. And then he became a state champion of New Jersey. And then all of a sudden, Milt Campbell was on the international scene. And in 1952, at the Olympics in Helsinki, Milt Campbell won the bronze medal. He didn't make his goal. He made the Olympics, but he didn't make his goal. So what did he do? He kept saying, I'm the greatest athlete in the world. And in 1956, the last leg of the decathlon, 800-meter run, Milt Campbell had already won the gold medal. He didn't technically need to win the race. He just had to finish it. It's the greatest story. Go on YouTube and watch it. And all of a sudden, you'll watch that his as he's coming to the end, he said this was not my best part of the decathlon. He said it was probably his weakest leg. But all he had to do was finish it. And as he's crossing the line at the end, coming in close to last, I think it was, his mates are waiting for him and they cross the line together. Milt Campbell in Melbourne, Australia in 1956 became the greatest athlete in the world because he spent his life stating, I am the greatest athlete in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, why do successful people have success and why do unsuccessful people have success? Because successful people focus on constantly pursuing their goal. It doesn't matter what the ups or downs are. They stay focused on what they want. It doesn't matter if it takes 1 year or 20 years. If you had a dream and a thought, a visualization that I'm going to relocate to another part of the world or the country or to be with somebody, maybe you thought it was going to happen within a specific time frame, but no, you let your mind take you out and it never happened because your negative thoughts and doubts and worries and fears and all the stuff took your dream away. If you thought that you were going to be at the top of the corporate ladder and be the CEO and it never happened and you took yourself out, it's because you've lost sight of the possibilities of what the mind can create. You know, yesterday I shared with you my vision of having this global school. I didn't know what it would look like. But already I've taught on stages all over the world to over 200,000 people. And it's a result of manifestation. And I'm pursuing that still. And things are starting to come together. It's really interesting what's happening in my life right now. I'm going to share with you over the next year some phenomenal things that are going to all come together. So, in your visualizations, this is so important. Please do them every day. Today, I'm not going to spend so much time teaching on content, but I'm talking about structure. I want you to create the structure in your life to do this every day. First of all, decide what you want. Really decide what you want. You can have what you want in money, what you want in health, what you want in relationships. These are the three areas that really give people satisfaction, fulfillment, and happiness. You know, when we ask the question, how many people want to be happy? Well, everyone wants to be happy. Do you know what? It's probably the number one desire. I just want to be happy. And sometimes you got to make changes in your life that are a little risky to be happy. Sometimes if you want to make $1 million, you've got to take some risk. You got to do certain things in a certain way. You know, why are so many people becoming millionaires in a recession? Because they haven't lost sight of their goals. They haven't lost sight of their dreams. And they're moving into areas where people are making money. You see, I'm working in a business right now that is in a very thriving industry in a down economy. I'm working with people that are becoming millionaires. I know 17 people who became a millionaire last year. One of my students, in less than a year, went from barely bankrupt to earning over $50,000 a month, simply because his thoughts, his emotions, his actions nothing was going to deter him. I helped a family, I coached a family last year who were about to lose their house and now earning a 6-figure income. See the testimonial by Judy on my website. All I can say is it works. So, decide what you want, relax, get into a relaxed state, and spend 5 to 10 minutes every single day, minimum 5 to 10 minutes, focusing on what you want. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger became Mr. Universe because he visualized that he would be Mr. Universe. He just would visualize receiving the awards, going around the stadium, watching people congratulate him, seeing people hand him and decorate him with his awards. He visualized it over and over, not just once. You can't do this just once. You got to do it every day, constantly. You see, the mind, tomorrow I'm going to talk more about the way this thing is working. First of all, I want you to use this in a certain way. This, here, that's what counts. This is actually what's connected to the universe, what's in here. Do you know what? When you were conceived, the very first organ to develop was your heart, and everything grew around your heart. Your heart is far more powerful than your mind. So, your mind can be used in a very powerful way. Either way, it's powerful. If it creates what you want or it creates what you don't want, it's all going to come from here. Yes. And then, as we evolve in this course, you're going to start to see things show up in your life. So, here's what I want you to do. Today, what I want you to do is I want you to go and get your checkbook. And I want you to write a check to yourself. Just write your name. If you don't know how to spell your name, then write my name. But either way, write a check today. Today, not tomorrow. Don't put it off. If you put it off, you're in the habit of putting things off. My mom always said, don't put off until tomorrow what can be done today. So if you're in the habit of not doing it right now, you're in the habit of not doing it right now. Get into the habit of doing things right away. If you don't have a check handy, get a piece of paper and write yourself an IOU. And when you find your checkbook, write out an IOU. I know, I do most things electronically now. I rarely write a check, but I still have checks. So what I want you to do is write yourself a check. And on the check, I want you to write your name. I'd like you to write a date. It can be a date 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. You decide. How uncomfortable are you willing to get? Now, in the amount sign, in the amount area where you put the dollar amount, I want you to write $1 million. Then write out in the line under your name, $1 million. Sign it. I'd like you to place that $1 million check right in front of you every day. Put it somewhere where you can see it every day. Put it on your computer screen and look at it every day. Power of thought, my friends. Power of visualization. This really works. And I want you to say every day, I am a millionaire. Yesterday I taught you how to do it using emotion. Just do it. Let people laugh at you. You know, this is a cool thing. I want you to do this. I want you to do things where people are going to laugh at you. People are going to poke fun at you. Because one day you're going to go, uh-huh. And they're going to go, he really did it. She really did it. You just have to believe it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. That's going to come later in the course. And there's a technique of repetition that I've been able to monitor myself. And what I'm finding is that frequency is decreasing the amount of time. You see, if you really wanted to move to that other place, and you kept focused on it, and you put all the emotion and all of the thoughts into it, and the declarations, and you maintained your focus on it, it would have happened. Maybe not on your timeline, but it would have happened. That's an absolute. Now, in the same way, if you want $1 million, it would have happened had you stayed focused on it. And it can come in many ways. It can come in many forms. You don't know how it's going to happen. There are people who have focused on earning or acquiring a certain amount of money in a certain period of time, and they did it in that period of time because they didn't lose sight of it. And they did certain things in a certain way, which I'm going to teach you this month. If you want to lose weight, pick a period of time. Challenge yourself to lose 20, 30 pounds over the next 90 days. Everything is done in 90 days right now. 90 day this, 90 day that. Everything's 90 days. And it's a phenomenal way to set a short-term goal, but not too short. And all of a sudden, if you do certain things in a certain way, put the right things in your body, exercise, you're going to lose it. Happens all the time. In the same way, you can do it with money. You want to increase your income? We all want to earn $1 million. Yes? Great. But let's start by earning an extra 50. You want to earn an extra $50,000? Then do certain things in a certain way and start incorporating the visualization techniques into your desire to have more money. Chris Pauline, I saw this video I was flying on Emirates last month. I went to Dubai in Australia, and I was coming back and I was watching this video about, I like to watch the videos about achievements and success. I find them very inspiring. Anyway, she won the European Cup 6 times, and a phenomenal athlete, but the secret was not disclosed in the video, but what would happen is after each race, this phenomenal skier would visualize the runs that had just been completed. Do the runs, then visualize doing them again, and the technique and this and that, and just do it over and over again, so that you're programming your mind what to do. You know, yesterday I talked about how cancer patients at Vancouver General Hospital use their mind to have the good cells attack the bad cells and walked out of that hospital cancer-free. Athletes wired on a table, wired up with all kinds of sensors to sense their vitals and their heartbeat. As they're visualizing running the race, their heartbeat increases, their perspiration comes to the levels of they were actually running the race. Ladies and gentlemen, if this can happen in sports and in health, don't you think it can happen with money? Don't you believe it will happen with relationships? Fear, doubt, worry. Killers. They're going to stop everything. You've got to eliminate fear, doubt, and worry and completely replace your thoughts, your feelings, all of your emotions, and everything you do every single day with this positive thought, with the positive reality that you're going to create. That's what you're creating here, is your reality. You're the creator. Create your life. You're the creator of your life. So create it. Make it happen. Is this making sense to you? Is this making sense? You know that this all makes sense. You've probably heard it. But if you're willing to practice and do these techniques on a daily basis, you're going to have different results. When you focus on your goals, always visualize the goal as it's already happened. It's already happened. Minimum one time a day. And your life will change forever. Make this like you have to eat breakfast. You have to go to the washroom. You have to do certain things every day for your body to function. So, you have to exercise to be healthy. You have to exercise to lose weight. You have to eat right. These are all things you do every day to get the body to the shape you want it. If you want to earn money, you've got to do certain things in a certain way. Why is it that in 1991, earning $48,000 a year, I transitioned into a business that earned $500,000 in the following year? Why did that happen? Because I started to do certain things in a certain way. I got over my fears, I got over my doubts, I got over my worries, and all of a sudden, things started to change. What happened? What changed? Well, I was already in the vibration of doing visualizations. I was taught by Dr. Lee Poulos and Leland Van Vanderwall how to do effective visualizations, and I was starting to do them. Did I still have doubts and worries? Absolutely. Carried them with me for years. But it was this industry and learning all of this mind techniques over the years that eventually helped me manifest. But I still had to battle the doubt, battle the worries. Always there. This is a lifetime training here. This doesn't happen overnight or in a weekend. This happens with you doing certain things in a certain way every day. And then maintaining it. You may still make mistakes. You may still make a lot of money and lose money. I don't know what's going to happen in your life. But you can't lose focus of that to which you really want. But if you start to act smarter with money, if you start to act smarter in your decisions, and the people that you do business with, you've got to really, really be careful there. Who you do business with. They must be in alignment with your goals. If there's constant resistance and challenges, this is one of the experiences I learned recently. If it's a constant battle and it's a constant resistance and there's something else going on. Something isn't right. You need to figure that out. And then move in a direction that's going to support you. Working with people who are supportive of you, who believe in you. Find them, they're out there. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice this every day. I know people who have sold real estate, insurance, and they just did certain things in a certain way, constantly visualizing the outcome to which they want, and they achieve their financial goals, their material goals, their relationship goals, because they're focused on what they want. They just don't let go of it, and they don't get deterred and distracted by things that aren't productive to them. But all the while through the day, that visualization is the most important thing. You must focus on it. For this course to be most effective, today is the day you must start doing these visualizations. You're going to start to witness opportunities open up. When you do this every day, opportunities are going to start to open up. Watch what happens. Money's going to start coming in. People are going to show up with opportunities. And all of a sudden, you're going to have a completely different perspective on life. So, that's our lesson for today. Please focus on your visualizations. Do them. 5 to 10 minutes a day. Do it more if you can. Take a break during the day and say, okay, I'm going to do my visualization. Stop. And enhance it with other techniques. Vision boards, daily declarations, statements saying out loud of what you want, who you are, what you're becoming. I already am that. Always in the present. The goal has always happened. Put a screen on your computer of a picture of something you want. And create it. You are more powerful than you know. All right, guys, have an awesome day. My name is Kieran Sweeney, and I really appreciate you being here. And we're going to continue tomorrow to get into more. Tomorrow we're going to talk really more about the mind and what's happening. It's fascinating how simple adjustments and just simple retuning the thoughts makes a complete different life. I think every day will be different. You guys have an awesome day. Thanks for being here. Hey, put my cup down. Let's do a high five all together. Ready? Everybody take a big high five and say, I am a millionaire, or say, I have the most beautiful relationship, or I am in top physical condition, or say all three. All right, here you go. Ready? Awesome. Have an awesome day, guys. And go give someone a hug. Take care.